Hello everyone, welcome back to my additional mathematics channel. So for today's video sharing, I will discuss the Mrsm 2020 trial exam question. I take quite long to search for this paper. Finally, I actually found this set of paper, and I think every one of the SPM exam candidate for 2020 should go through the MRSM paper before you go for your coming SPM exam. Alright, that's going to start soon. So today I will discuss how to solve the paper 1 for the additional maths. Alright, so here we have a complete set of the paper with the formulae. Alright, so and we're going to start right now for question number 1. Okay, so you're given the first question is like this. You're given the base, okay, a times a many times p plus q time, and then there's another one is a times a for q time. So then you can actually try to solve this. Is equal to square root of a power n. So this is basically like, if you don't understand, you just say, okay, your a is 2, maybe it's 2 times 3 times 2 times 2, something like that. Okay, and then here will be times with the maybe 2 times 5, something like that. So and then the base here is maybe something like this with the n. So basically when you see the a, it means the same base. So what you can do is actually you just add, isn't it, right? So I'm sure you add all the power here, the index, okay, is equal to, and when you see square root, you should convert to half, isn't it? The square root is actually power half. So then you just plus and equal to half n, right? So that is a concept. So if you understand how to do, okay, so you should actually got no problem to solve this, right? So you just take the index. So we have p plus q, right, times, and then multiply, so we will plus again, right? So we will actually have the something like this, a p plus q, and then times a q, because a is repeated q time, and is equal to square root a, so we will write half. This is square root and the n. Alright, so what you need to do is when you have the index number with the same base, you just plus, right? You just plus. Alright, so we will just plus, and then so we just times with the aq equal to a square root is power half n. So in short, we just p plus q equal to a 1 over 2n. Alright, so since this is index number, so when the base are the same, we can just equate the power, right? So p plus 2q equal to n over 2. And let's study the instruction. Okay, it's very important for you to to follow the instruction. Express n in terms of q. So n is to the one side. And how many p and how many q, something like that. It can be plus, can be minus, can be multiply, can be divide. Okay, so that means we are going to write the answer, n is 2p plus 2q in the bracket, and then we multiply. So this is the answer for question number 1. Alright, 2 bracket p plus 2q. So then question number 2, we need to express this one in terms of n and t. So again, when you see logarithm, we will actually make it two terms. When it is dy with a minus, right? This is the first rule, and then you will bring up the power to the in front. It becomes 3n log 5 minus 2 log base 5 and k. So the given one is base k. So finally we need to convert to, this is 1, right? We need to convert to base k. When you change a base, you always do like this. Okay, then the k on top, the 5 below. So the answer is 3n minus 2 over t, right? Okay, you can leave your answer like that. Alright, this is the simplest answer. Okay, let's see the next one, number 3. Number 3 shows a relation between some x coordinates and y coordinates, and you're asking to state the type of the relation between the x and y. So basically, when we see the graph and with a point, we will actually draw the arrow diagram, right? We have -2 maps to 4, and we have 1 maps to 1, and 2 maps to 4, right? And 5 will go to 25. So this is set A is the domain, set B is a codomain. So it seems like it's a many to one, right? Many to one relation. So no problem. So the answer for A is many to one relation. And then for the next question, the function notation of the relation. So normally the function notation, how you derive the function notation is you study -2. How you convert -2 to 4? You can times 2, but if you times 2, the 5 times 2, are you getting 25? No, so you cannot. So it looks like you have to square, because 5 will become 25, is 5 square. 2 square be 4, right? Alright, so -2 square also 4, 2 square also 4. So if I'm having the, let's say I'm having the object x here, so of course it will go to x square. So that is how you actually come out with the function notation. They say this is f. F will bring the x to the image of x square. In short, you can write fx equal to x square, and either one. Alright, so you can accept fx equal to x square. Alright, now let's see the object of 16. Let's say you are having the image here. You have the image which is 16. So what are the x? It should be 4 and -4, right? So how you get this answer is you are working on the function notation. The image is the 16 with object is unknown, and how to find the x is you must square root the 16. So remember, when you square root, your answer should have 2, which is positive and negative. So the answer is x is 4 and -4. And the question did mention the objects of 16. So you should expect more than one x value, which is 4 and -4. Alright, so let's continue with this one. Fx equal to x plus 4, and you are given the same letter Okay, remember what I say. If the composite function with the same, starting with the same letter, let's highlight in a different color. F, same substitute. Remember what I say. When it is same, we will use substitution. When it is not the same, we will use finding inverse. So we always start with the easy one, with the f, something equal to something plus 4, right? And we need to sub the object, which is the gx, right? So the gx is the object, so we will substitute the gx first, and then we actually was given dfgx, which is 5 minus 3x is equal to gx plus 4. So hence you should know how to get the gx then. So the gx should be 1 minus 3x, right? But the question didn't ask for gx. The question is saying that gm equal to n. So let's do comparison. Gm is equal to n. So we will plug in the m here, the m here. So it means that 1 minus 3m is equal to n. And the question say express m in terms of n. So we will divide by 3. We will get m is 1 minus n over 3. This is called m in terms of the n, right? Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, so we will continue to question number 5. For question number 5, it is given that alpha and beta are the root of the quadratic equation. Okay, find a new equation with the new roots alpha square and beta square in terms of k. So from the equation given, we have to read out what are the roots. So if the roots are alpha beta, negative 2k over 1, right? And then alpha and beta is negative 3 over 1. So we simplify is negative 2k and negative 3, right? Now we're going to form the new equation using the new roots, which is alpha square and beta square. In order to form the new equation, okay, we need sum of the new root and product of the new root, which are alpha square and beta square. Alright, so we have to find the value for this, and alpha square times beta square equal to a certain value, so that you can plug into the equation, and the equation for forming is this thing, x, and then plus another one. So this is actually sum of the roots. This is the product of the roots. Okay, so let's see alpha plus beta. We have this value, which is equal to negative 2k. So we have this from the first one. So in this case, we need the value for the square, right? So I think we will square it like this. Okay, so it's alpha square plus 2 alpha beta plus beta square equal to 4k square. So I actually can find the value for alpha square plus beta square, which is 4k square minus 2 alpha beta. Alpha beta, it was given negative 3, so I have 4k square plus 6. Now I need to find the product of the roots here. Okay, so I'm going to substitute my answer here, okay, into where? Into here. Okay, so now I need to find the pole, which is alpha square beta square, or you can call as alpha beta square, which is negative 3 square, right? Alpha beta is negative 3, so it's equivalent to 9. Now the equation will be x squared minus 4k squared. Remember there is a bracket, then plus 39 equal to 0. Alright, so this is the final answer for this question. For question number 6, okay, so the straight line y equal to k plus 1 intersect. When you see intersect, it means the concept of simultaneous, right? So we will sub 1 into 2. This is number 1. So y equal to k plus 1 is number 1, and 3x squared plus xy equal to negative 3 is number 2. Now due to intersect, so we will use substitution, or we call it simultaneous. Sub 1 into 2. So we have 3x squared plus x plus k plus 1 equal to negative 3. Now we will have 3x squared plus kx, k plus 1x. Let's write the general form. Do not explain because k plus 1 is a constant, right? This is the equation for the number 6, right? Okay, so let's continue with the next one. So we have the find the values of k. Okay, find the range of values of k. Okay, intersect at 2 points. So the meaning is like this: we have one straight line and the curve. So it seems like we have two values of the x, two solutions. So we say b squared minus 4ac more than 0. So k plus 1 squared minus 4 times 3 more than 0. So let's solve the inequality. 2k plus 1 minus 36 more than 0. So k squared plus 2k minus 35 more than 0. So we need to solve the inequality by using line number, right? Okay, minus 5 plus 7 is positive 2, and when you multiply you're getting negative 35. So now let's draw the line number, negative 7 and 5, positive to the right, negative to the left. So just plug in, then we will actually sketch, because this is more than, it means a positive. So this function is having positive value when the range of x is starting from where to where? Okay, so let me highlight for you is here. Okay, I'm going to change the color, this side. So the x must be starting from here, alright, to the right, and starting from here to the left. So we can shade like this. Okay, it seems like the k, we don't have x, right? Okay, so please aware that this is k. Okay, so the k is seems like heading to the right, is more than 5, and the k is heading to the left, so it's k less than negative 7. Alright, so these are the two answers for the inequality. Okay, so we have solved that. For question number 7 is a bit challenging. So it's given that the quadratic function where a more than 0 has a negative discriminant a more than 0, so it's a U shape, and it has a negative discriminant means that b squared minus 4ac less than 0 means that it has no roots. No roots means no x-intercept. No x-intercept. Okay, so that means when we want to sketch, we can only sketch like this. No x-intercept, so there's no roots. Or we say the discriminant means b squared minus 4ac, and negative means less than 0. Alright, so this is the sketching of the graph. Now the most challenging one is this one. The quadratic graph is reflected at y equal to b, and find the range of b such that the image of the graph has a positive discriminant. So let's say we have the y equal to b. Okay, so the y equal to b is actually a horizontal line. So let's see, we can just sketch like this. Maybe we just add one line from here. Okay, we just do it here. So okay, so we have the curve, right? So we have the minimum point is at h and k. So now we have to draw a straight line y equal to b. So let's say this is y equal to b. So if we refracted the graph on the axis of y equal to b, so we will actually expect the graph will be having the okay, let's do imagination. Alright, so let's say we have the h still there, and this is the value of y. Okay, basically when you do refraction, you should know that this one is the midpoint, right? So b is the midpoint, and then this part should be the same, right? So that means this is b and this is k, so that means the distance will be the same. So I can say that I take the y minus b should be equal to b minus k. Do you understand? Example, let's say you don't understand, I will use an example. This is, let's say 2, 4, and then the y equal to, let's say y equal to 6. So 6 and 4, so this is 2. So here should be 2, right? So here it will be 6 plus 2. You can write as the y will be b plus 2, which is actually alright, so if this is 2, the b is 6, right? 6 minus 4 will be 2. Okay, so this will be 8, right? So 6 plus 2 will be 8. So that means the y is actually, you take the b plus the difference between b minus k, right? Okay, so maybe you can write y should be equal to b minus k plus b, and this y cannot be negative. It must be more than 0. It cannot be 0 also. So that means the 2b minus k will be more than 0. So hence the 2b will be more than k, and b will be k will be more than k over 2. Alright, so this is the answer. For the range of the b should be more than k over 2. Okay, so if you draw the diagram, you can understand better. Alright. Let's see number 8. The three consecutive terms of the arithmetic progression are 3m minus 2 and m plus 3 and 4. 3m minus 2, m plus 3 and 4. This is arithmetic progression. This is T1, T2 and T3. So that means T2 minus T1 is equal to T3 minus T2. So then we can say that m plus 3 minus bracket 3m minus 2 is equal to 4 minus m plus 3. Right? So then we can say that m plus 3 minus 3m plus 2 is equal to 4 minus m minus 3. Now we will simplify. We have negative 2m plus m equal to 4 minus 3 minus 5. Right? So it's actually negative m equal to negative 4. So hence m is equal to 4. Alright, so we have solved that question. Okay, for this one, there are two salary schemes. So the A is increment of 510. Okay, it means that plus 150, and yearly increment will be 6%. 6%. Okay, so when we yearly, this is yearly. Every year increase by 150. Okay, so let's read the question. Amiru chose scheme A while Shafiq chose scheme B. It's given that both of them start to work at the same company at the same time with the same starting salary. Okay, that means A is 1,600. Given that both of them start to save 10% of the salary, start to save when it reaches 2,500. So it takes how many years for them to reach 2,500? Find out who start to save first, and then how much is the saving? Total saving in his first 25 years of working. Save 10% of the salary. Okay, so now we will start with 1,600. For the scheme A is AP, and for the scheme B is GP. The A are the same. So Amiru is scheme A, Shafiq is scheme B. So let's calculate like this. Amiru and Shafiq. Right? So this is AP, this is GP. This one is increased 150. This one is increased 6%. First term is 1,600. Same. So now let's see what is the we have the common difference, but what is the ratio? Common ratio. R is actually let's say we are not sure. First term T1. So T2 will be 1,600 plus increased by 6%. So if we calculate, we'll get 1,600 plus 1,600, 6%. So that means for T2 is 16,000 plus 96. So if we calculate it 1696, So the R is 1696 over 1006. So let's press a calculator and find the common ratio if you are not sure. But if you are very sure, if you know is the answer, some people they actually knew how to find 1.06, because you know why? Because you are actually taking this is 100% plus being increase of 6%, so it will be 106%, all right, which is 106% over the original is 100%, so R is 106 over 100, so it's 1.06. all right, so now we are going to calculate who will reach the reach means it can be more than or equal to 2500. So let's use the AP, and we want to know how many years. The common difference is 150 more than 2500, right? So if we calculated, we will actually get the answer, which is n should be more than 2500 minus 1600 over 150, and n should be more than, okay, let's see, 2500 minus 1600 divided by 156. So that means the n will be more than 6 plus 17. So meaning that after 7 years, okay, they start after the first 6 years, okay, the first 6 years it will reach 2500. Okay, so this is for Amiru. How about Safi? So Amiru took about 7 years. Okay, so for Safi is 1.06, so we use a Tn more than 2500, and we have the 1006 is the first term, and R is 1.06, n minus 1 more than 2500. So we need to do using logarithm, right? Because we don't have the same base. So it's actually log 10 1.06 more than log 10 25 over 16. So if you press your calculator, n should be log 10 25 over 16, and you divide by log 10 1.06 plus 1. Okay, let's press the calculator. Log 10 25 over 16. Okay, so if you press properly, you by log 1.06. all right, so you get 7.65, right, and we have to plus 1, so it seems like it's about n is more than 8.65, so it's around 9, because n is an integer. It take about 9 years, okay, for Shafiq to achieve 2500. Right, so after that, what we need to do? So the conclusion is Amiru. The answer is Amiru. Okay, Amiru will actually achieve the 2,500, right? Okay, and then the question is asking both of them start to save 10% of the salary when it reaches 2,500. Okay, then we need to find who start first. Okay, it's Amiru. Amiru will actually achieve the 2,500. And how much is the total saving of his first 25 years working? So that means from first year to 6 years, there's no saving, right? And then from 7 years to 25 years, he start to save 10%. Okay, so that means we need to calculate within 25 years old minus the first 6 years. Okay, then we will times the 10% for every month. So we have to times with 12 months, right? Agree? So meaning that we will take the Amiru, because Amiru is the first one that achieved the 2,500. So we'll use the SN formula. S25 is actually 25 over 2, 2A 1,600 plus N minus 1, which is 24, and times 150, right? And as the first 6 years there's no saving, so we need to minus out, okay, for all the saving for the 25 years. So only 25 minus 6, 19 years. Okay, and then the saving is 10% per month, so we have to minus out. Then we'll take the amount with times the 10%, so it's 3200 plus 24 times 150 times 25 divided by 2. The answer is 85,000. 85,000, then here be 2 times 1600 plus 5 times 150 times 3, we get 11850. So 85,000 minus 11,850 times to the 0.1 times 12 months. And yeah, so we will take 85,000 minus 11,850 times with the 10% times with the 12. So we will get 87780. Okay, so this is the amount of money that Amiru saved. Okay, so we have complete question number 8 and 9. Let's continue with question number 10. So for question number 10, in the geometry progression, common ratio is 3, R is 3, and sum of our first 3 term is 65. Okay, so we know the first term T1 is A, T2 is AR, and T3 is AR squared, and the R is 3, and here is 9A. So we just add up A plus 3A plus 9A is equal to 65, right? And then you are asking to find the sum of 2 consecutive terms after the third term. That means we are going to find plus if we use the T4 plus T5, right? Okay, so we can actually find out the total first, which is we can solve the A, in fact, right? So we have the there are many ways to do, so let's solve the A first. Okay, the 13A is 65, so A is 5, right? So that means T4 plus T5 is actually AR3 plus AR4, which means is equivalent to 9A, not 9A, is equal to 27A plus 81A. In short, is actually 108A, right? So we will multiply by 5, 108 times 5, 108 times 5, okay, 540. So the answer is 540, right? So that's answer for number 10. For number 11, you are given the equation, right? This equation is a non-linear equation, and you apply the linear law, reduce to y equal to 4x plus 12. Okay, we always start with a non-linear equation on the first line, and the linear equation as the last line or last sentence, which is y equal to 4x plus 12. Now let's work on the equation. So we are having a number 12 here. So what you need to do to convert the equation so that you can see 12, that's your question. So if I want to get 12, I will times with the 4, right, x, so that I can get 12. The x cancel, so I'm going to times with the 4x for everyone, 4x, right? So the 4 cancel out, you will get xy equal to 4x squared plus 12. That's how you work out the linear law. Okay, so that's so-called we reduce by checking the constant 12 here. So in this case, we can say that the big Y should be small x times small y, and the big X should be small x squared, right? Okay, so this should be the way. So we can write down the big Y and the big X. So the big X is equal to x small x squared, and the big Y is equal to x times y. Right, so that is question number 11. Okay, so how about question number 12? So we will continue, okay, to be continued for the next video sharing, because due to the noise. Okay, so I will continue discussing from question number 12 onwards. Alright, till then, I shall share with you more questions in my next video sharing. Bye bye and have a nice day.